Today we're going to look at some steps to create a site uh, for your World Geography PBL project. The very first step that we're going to do in creating this site is to go to your Google Drive. You are going to go to New and you're going to create a new folder. And we're going to call that World Geography PBL. Once I get that folder created, I'm going to right click on that folder and I want to share the folder. I'm going to click on Advanced and you can see now that I'm the only person that can access this folder. So we want to change that. I'm going to go here to Change and I'm going to change it so that anyone with the link, and you can see here it says can view, and that's what I want it to be. So I'm going to click Save and then check and make sure it says anyone who has the link can view. And if it does, I'm going to say Done. You can tell that I've gotten that folder shared by looking at the folder itself, and it has a little person superimposed on that folder, and that lets you know that that is a shared folder. So I was successful in sharing it. So I'm going to double click that folder and open it up. Anything that I'm going to put on my Google site, my World Geography PBL Google site, needs to be created or stored in this folder, because anything that you have that you're going to put on that site needs to have the shared permissions that anyone with the link can view. So one person in your group is going to do this next step. So when you've decided who it is that's going to create the Google site, that person is going to open up their World Geography PBL folder. They're going to click on New, More, and then Google Sites. And that's going to create, it's telling you it's creating it in a shared folder, and you're okay with that. So you're going to say Create and Share. And it's going to create a Google site. We're going to title your site World Geography PBL. So on your first page title, we're going to call that your home page. So you'll just title it Home. You're also going to have 4 other pages. So on the right side of your screen, beside Insert, you'll see Pages. And this is where we're going to go to Add Pages. So you can see my home page is there. I'm going to click this little Add Page icon. And the first page you're going to create is called History. You're going to create another one called Advantages/Disadvantages. Another called Effects on the Environment. And then a fourth called Effects on the Economy. Those are going to be the first 4 pages that Mr. Pendleton's going to be looking for on your site. Now that you have those, we want to go in and we want to make the other members of your group editors. So I'm going to go here and I can see that anyone who has the link can view it, but my group members need to be able to edit this. And I'm going to add 2 of my work colleagues and make them editors of this site. Now, this notify people, I could check that if I wanted to send these people an email, but that's not necessary because they're going to know that I'm sharing that with them. So I'm going to say, okay. And now it's telling me I'm not sending them an email, letting them know that I've shared this site with them, and I'm okay with that. So I say, okay. And now you can see by looking at this that Jody and Amy are both going to be able to edit this and that I'm the owner of this site. That's how we want it to be. So I'm going to say Done. Now, as one of the co-editors, I'm going to show you where they're going to go to find the site that I've created and allowed them to use. I'm going to again go in. I'm going to create a folder called in Jody's Drive. She's going in here and creating a folder called World Geography PBL. That folder's created. She has also gone in and shared that folder so that anyone with the link can view it. That's what we want. Now, in order for her to find the site that I just asked her to be a co-editor, she's going to go here to Shared with Me. And you can see here that I have shared this site with her. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to add it to my drive. This is Jody, the person that I made an editor of my site. I'm going to add it to my drive and I want to organize it because I want that Google site to be in my World Geography PBL folder. So I'm going to keep searching down until I find that folder. And here it is. And I'm going to say move it here. And it's going to say moving it here is in a shared folder and you're okay with that. So now when I go back to my drive, and this is Jody's, my co-worker, my team member. So I'm going to go here. And once I look in that World Geography site, there is the Google site that we're working on. So now I'm going to go back to my Google site, my Google Drive. The next thing I'd like to ask you to do, you can see here that the pages that you have are listed up here at the top. I'm going to ask you to put your mouse over where the navigation bar is and go to this little settings gear. And we're going to all set these as a side navigation. That will make it easier for Mr. Pendleton to go in and check if they're all uniform. So once you get those made, I'm going to go back here to my home page. I'm going to click up at the top kind of towards the right on the preview button. Looks like a little eyeball. I'm going to click on that, and down at the bottom right you'll see that this shows me how the site's going to look on a computer screen. If I click on this middle icon, it shows me what it'll look like on a tablet, and then if I click on this left icon, it'll show me what it would look like on a phone screen. So once you're satisfied that you like the way that is, you can exit the preview and it'll take it back to where you've can edit. You have got this all created. If you want to go back and maybe you want to close this out and work on it at another time, maybe at home or maybe later, the best way for you to go in and find that is to go to your Google Drive, go to that World Geography PBL folder, and that's where you'll find your site for you to go in and work on. Once you get it like you like it, the next thing you'll need to do is publish that site. So if you click on this publish button, you're going to go in here and we're going to ask you to name your project WG for World Geography and your class period. I'm going to say that mine is first period and my project is solar energy. You're going to name it WG World Geography, your period number 1, and then whatever the title of your project is. And you're going to click anyone on the web. You want anyone on the web to be able to view this. And then you're going to click this box that request public search engines not display my site. Once you have the settings where anyone on the web and no search engines displaying your site, you're going to click publish. Once you have published your World Geography PBL site, you need to know that you can go in anytime into your Google Drive, into your Google site, and make changes. Maybe I want to change the theme and make it a little bit different look. I can go here to themes, and it will let you make some choices here about colors and fonts and things like that. Once you get that like you want, and you can add pictures, things like that. A couple other things that you need to know about. If you're going to do research for your Google site, I want to let you know that maybe you're going to create a Google Doc to put some of that information on. Inside your World Geography PBL folder, you might create a Google Doc and you're going to say, it's okay, I want to create it and share it. I'm going to title this, maybe this is going to be my info about history for my history page. If you go in here and click on this little button down at the bottom right, this explore, if you go here and maybe you are searching for solar energy, you need an image and you go here. Know that any of the images that you find searching here are going to be okay for you to use copyright wise. You cannot just go anywhere on the web and right click on a picture and copy it and paste it. That's breaking copyright laws. So if you go to the Explore, or if you go to Insert Image, when you're inside one of the Google tools, if I go here and search, and maybe I'm looking for solar energy here, you can see that it tells you results shown are labeled for commercial reuse with modification. That means that it is okay for you to use copyright-wise this picture. So I'm going to insert that picture. Maybe I'm going to go to a solar energy site and I'm going to click here and look at this, and perhaps I get information from that site. Then I want you to know that this little quotation mark here will let you cite that as a footnote. And you can see that it put a number here and it puts your citation down at the bottom. So know that anything that you get here will be cited for you. So let's say I've called this one history. I want to go in and put that over here on my history page. I'm going to double click here and I'm going to choose from Drive, and I'm going to scroll down till I find my World Geography folder that I put that in. And there's my history document, and I'm going to insert that, and you will see that the document that I just created is going to come up here. It'll take it a minute for that picture to populate. So once you can go in and make as many changes as you want, but know that the changes that you've made are not reflected on your site until you publish again. So I can go in and make all these changes, but until I click publish again, those changes are not going to be reflected. So once I've published it, I can go here to view published site, and here is the document that I put on my site. Here's my home page. You can see all the separate pages here, and I'm gonna, if I wanted to share this with someone, I would go to the published site, I would take this link and email it or post it for someone to click on. The next step we're going to take, Mr. Pendleton also has a page that looks something like this. And I'm going to ask you each to go in and put your name on this Google Doc that he sends to you. I'm going to go to my published site, and I'm going to copy this whole link. So I'm going to right click and copy that. If you're on a Chromebook, or right click is a 2-finger click. So I've copied this, and then I'm going to go back to my Google Doc that Mr. Pendleton sent to you, and I'm going to highlight my name that I typed, and I'm going to do Control K. it's going to open up, or a link. I'm going to open up a little box here, and I'm going to right click there and paste, and that has made a link to my site. So my name is linked to my site. So Mr. Pendleton's going to be able to go in, click on your name, and get directly to your site that way. So that's the next step that he's going to ask you to do. So we have made your site so that you or any of your group members are editors of that site. Remember that you can go in, you can change the site, make edits, but none of those will be reflected on your published site until you click publish again.